Everybody loves dads, stories, and the Marine Corps. What could be better than Marine Corps dads who tell stories? Here's another story with veteran storyteller John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad.
Tonight is the story of the kid-eating room. Once upon a time, there was a room in a house on a street in our neighborhood. And in this room, in this house, on this street in our neighborhood, there lived a family. And in this family, there were small girls. And these small girls had 900,000 stuffed animals, and 2 trillion toys, and 900,000 books. And they had toys, and they had books, and they had stuffed animals, and it was coming out of everywhere. And it covered the floor of their room so that they could not see the floor. And they did not know that it was a kid-eating floor because they never saw it. And as they would walk on the toys, because they couldn't reach the floor with their little short legs because there were so many toys, they didn't know that the floor was like wanting to eat their feet. They didn't know because the floor had become alive. In all the time that they had left their crud all over the floor and couldn't see it, it was alive. And so the little girls did not know. And one day, they were walking on the toys, and their foot slipped. Ah! And the floor said, "I got it," and grabbed the little girl's foot. And the little girl said, "Daddy, Daddy, ah!" Sounds like a crow. Ah! And the daddy came in and saw the little girl being pulled beneath all the toys. And the daddy said, "Ah!" Grabbed kid and started hauling out of the floor. And the floor was like, "No." And the daddy pulled the little girl out of the floor and put the little girl on her bed and said, "I told you to clean this room. If you don't clean the room, the floor becomes alive and it starts to eat you." And so the daddy took the little girls, he put them out of the room. He closed the door. And suddenly, the house started shaking. And you heard the dad going, for an hour. And the little girls didn't know what was happening until the daddy opened the door. And his pants weren't pants anymore. They were shorts. Because the floor tried to eat his legs. And when the little girls came back into their room, they saw a clean room. And all the books had been put away. And all the stuffed animals were in their place. And all the toys had been put away. And they could see the floor. Because Daddy had beat up the floor. And after that, the kid-eating floor didn't try to eat the kids anymore. Because the little girls kept their room clean. Because you see, kid-eating floors, they're ambush predators. And they have to hide under the mess that you leave. Has to hide under all the stuffed animals and the books and the toys so it could jump on you. But the daddy took all of that away. And after that, the little girls kept their floor clean, and the little kid-eating floor could never get them again. The end.
That was another story with John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad. Check the show notes for links to his Patreon and website at creativegrumbles.com.